Greetings and peace. I hope you and yours are doing well today, wherever you might be watching or listening to this from. And I hope all of you are having a wonderful month of September 2023. Now, the topic that I wanted to do for the month of September 2023 is the completion of the Arabic Bayān and the 8 Paths, which is published by Sheikh Wahid Azal, who is my murshid and friend and brother of the Fatimiya Sufi order. Now, the completion of the Arabic Bayān is a wonderful volume, and I encourage all of you to please check out this work. And it's separated from the unities of the Bayān from 12th through the 19th unity. And I will cover here what I've been able to learn from these teachings and share it with all of you. And I will put the link in the description below for this volume so you can get it on your own and support this great work. So starting with the 12th unity, Wahid Azal, she whom God shall make manifest, and always give God the glory. God was that hidden treasure who created creation so it could be known. So if you always give God the glory, then you are fulfilling your purpose of creation. And in exchange, God will make sure you and yours are always loved, protected, and provided for. The meaning of religion is love, and love it is religion. God is a hidden treasure which wished to be known, hence why creation manifested. God is the only thing that exists since beginning and end. God is bound to no one, but all creation is bound to him. The world currently is corrupt, and only divine intervention can fix it. In order to have world peace, the racial contract of global white supremacy and domination of non-whites and their countries and systems and policies must be dismantled and destroyed. Say this prayer once a week. Quote, O God, bestow upon us the power to destroy white supremacy with its racial contract and extinguish and annihilate it from thy dominion completely, so that this Satan may be expelled from this world in order to establish the true balance over the earth of thy dominion forever and ever. Amen, O Lord of the worlds. There is no other God but thee. Glorified art thou, sanctified art thou, praiseworthy art thou, and unified art thou, and magnified art thou, and mightiest art thou, and glorious art thou, and grandiose art thou. Verily, I am among the invokers. The 10th gate of the 12th unity, prohibition of buying and selling the 4 elements, air, fire, water, and earth. Majority of the world's problems would be solved if this is implemented and we start healing Mother Nature and the elements around us. The 11th gate of the 12th unity, a Bayāni kingdom would have destroyed Western imperialism in the Middle East. The 15th gate, let women flourish, excel, advance, and surpass men in this age, because in the coming ages women will dominate. Moving on to the 13th unity, the 8th gate, God forbids you to cut down or uproot any tree without legitimate reason, for they are spiritual beings. The NUR Fatimiya Sufi order, the prayers and calendar are based on astrology, astronomy, gematria, etc. So if you're looking for a Sufi order who supports all of this in your spiritual journey, then the NUR FSO is for you. The 10th gate, God intends to erase and destroy from the pages of the earth the influence of the Anglo-European powers. The 11th gate, the destruction of neoliberal capitalism, will also bring peace on earth. The 12th gate, God will destroy all oppressors, imperialism, colonialism, Zionism, Wahhabism, white supremacy, oppressors of women and children, those harming the indigenous environment and earth. The 16th gate, all luminous men and women use the greeting, Nur Alaykum, the light be upon you, and Alaykum Nur, and upon you be light in the NUR FSO. The 19th gate, you are only allowed one spouse at a time, and you must be completely loyal to each other. The 13th unity, 19th gate, prayer for those struggling with lust, desires, addictions, etc. Say once a week while visualizing the greatest name of Ism al-Azam. Quote, adored be God and beloved is God and ecstatically loved is God, and to be united with God, most resplendent light of lights. The 14th unity, 3rd gate. Now this is also in correlation with the 3rd commandment of the Fatimiya Sufi order for those that have watched my video. and it encourages you to listen to that voice within that does not speak, which Rumi refers to as well. Always follow the teachings of your heart in this age of chaos. Always on the path of the great work of life to death to palingenetic resurrection, rely upon what your own inner light and what the truth within tells you, and not what your neighbor, preacher, rabbi, priest, minister, mullah, sheikh, guru, clairvoyant, astrologer, institution, corporation, superior, bureaucrat, politician, or popular consensus insists or demands that you think and do. Therefore, the only obedience due on the path of the great work of life to death to palingenetic resurrection is obedience to that voice of truth emanating forth when truly unveiled from within the essential light of your own inner being, or to that living veridical embodification of the proof of that truth in the outer world, and nothing else. So listen most intently to that mighty voice of truth. The fourth gate, be true to thyself and destroy demons of fanaticism, narrow-mindedness, ignorance, selfishness, skewed vision, fundamentalism, hypocrisy, and deceit. The fifth gate, do not fear anything. Fear comes from evil. Always operate with the highest levels of love and courage with God's grace. And continue to walk your path, trusting God and do not fearing anything. The sixth gate of the 14th unity, love thyself first. When you love yourself wholly, then you can love others. Get rid of base ego, which divides the heart. Seventh gate, strive to be fair, just, and maintain highest levels of integrity. The eighth gate, think good thoughts, utter good words, and commit good things. You reap what you sow, as a man thinketh. Always be mindful before saying or doing anything. The ninth gate, be detached from the world and be content with what you already have. Do not be envious of others or materialistic, for only inner peace and contentment will give you true happiness. You must give up your love for the material world to have happiness. Do not follow what's popular, trends, bandwagons, etc. The 11th gate, do not be a sheep amongst society, but be a leader of light. Always fight the good fight for truth and justice. The 12th gate, always speak the truth even if it's considered blasphemy. The scales of judgment are in favor of the truth teller and the truth seeker. The 14th gate, you shall not found any more creeds, sects, and religious organizations that greedily claim exclusivity over my name. God is everywhere. And this is the aspect of making sure we are united and under the fatherhood of God and under the name of God, without creating any more divisions and sects and creeds, which claim that they have all the answers. 15th gate, you shall not found any more governments and states in my name, oppressing in my name for political, material, or worldly gain. And people use the name of God in their governments to oppress others, so that is forbidden as well. The 14th unity, 16th gate, seek to be a true friend to all nations, colors, creeds, beliefs, persuasions, preferences, for they are all different manifestations of God. 17th gate, seek always to take care of the children, the infirm, the sick, the lame, the ailing, the homeless, the elderly, injured, neglected, etc. My face, God, mirroring to you, and a test for your own advancement, betterment, and realization, would you but know it. And this just goes to show you that God will come in any form to test and try you to see if you are the person that you say that you are. The 18th gate, always love and protect Mother Earth, Gaia, with all your heart. Always defend all life and resources on earth as God's deputies on this earth. As the Holy Quran and Islam and Sufism tell man that man is the highest ranking creature on this earth after God. So you are the deputies of this earth, and you have the responsibility of defending all life and resources on this earth. The prohibition of buying and selling the four elements, air, fire, water, and earth. Fight against the beast of pollution, industry, corporation, and waste which has harmed the earth. The 19th gate, know that peace without justice is appeasement and encouragement of the tyrant and continuation of his tyranny. Those who continue to stay silent, they're part of the problem as well. Speak up when you see something that's not right. Moving on to the 15th unity, Women have the right to abortion in cases of rape, incest, and dire poverty, avoid sexual promiscuity, and protect both men and women from it. A man who impregnates a woman holds a lifelong duty towards the mother and the child. The 15th unity. And what we're dealing with is that the greatest challenge is to prevent the subversion of good by evil by any means necessary. And resisting capitalism, the pharmaceutical industry, redistribution of equal wealth, and all that is necessary to bring healing on this plane as well. Now we go to the 16th unity. Always strive to perfect your character. Fourth gate. God created infinite beings and created thousands upon thousands of worlds, thousands of entities, creatures, planets, stars, constellations, etc. And Imam Jafar al-Sadiq talks about this as well, about the different earths that are in existence at the same time. The fifth gate. The Western academia and institutions no longer serve the interests of knowledge and science. They serve Western capitalism, imperialism, and its expansion with the dominance of the Anglo-European racial contract over all thought. You should strive to build your own institutions and houses of wisdoms free from the control of prejudice and limitations. The 13th gate, the importance of the First Nations, the indigenous peoples of the worlds, in the light is high. So the importance of these beings and peoples in the eyes of God and in the light is very high because they are among the original remnants of the primal Adam and Eve. And that's why the darkness of global imperialism and racial supremacy tried to destroy them. And now that we see in America especially, if you notice, all these major cities, the Hispanic or the so-called Hispanic or Latino populations are rising higher and higher. And those people are not Hispanic and Latino. They're indigenous to this land. That's a term given to them by colonialism and the suffering that they endured, which changed their identities. So a lot of the increase in population you see of these beings across all cities in America, it's the indigenous population of North and South America, which are now coming back home to their lands. And that's karma taking place as well. 16th unity, 18th gate. Cyberspace is a domain of the occult war against humanity. Use it for your proper benefit, interest, and use it for good. Like how I'm using the internet for good by spreading the teachings and messages which will help mankind. So if you're dealing with the domain of modern day internet technology, AI, use it for the benefit of yourself and humanity and the world. 17th unity, 4th gate. The source of all human misery is its love for the material world. Stop chasing after this world, about the degrees, titles, monies. Once you leave from this realm, you're going to leave all that behind. The only thing that matters is what good did you do for yourself and each other. That's your true wealth that you carry over to the next realm as well. What happens when you die? Your spouse, your job, your organization, they all move on without you. Life goes on. So use this life wisely and don't chase after the material world. 5th gate. Whosoever judges another person on the basis of worldly material possessions is not of the light, but rather is of the folk of darkness and fire. So if people judge you based on your wealth or your material possessions, then those people are of the darkness, regardless of how holy that they claim to be. The 14th gate. Do not make false promises or waste anyone's time in the light. 15th gate. All families should be loved and respected, but in certain circumstances, God has allowed you to cut off relations with those who have become the very substance of negation and darkness. So you do not need to tolerate continuous toxic behavior for those that have no longer served you, or let's say family or cousins that are two-faced with you. If they are not respecting you behind your face and behind your back, then you no longer need to deal with them and maintain your grace and your peace. 18th unity, 2nd gate. God commands you all to avoid all forms of authoritarianism. 4th gate. Any matter of technological manipulation needs to be resisted. Fifth gate, children must be loved and respected. They should not be beaten or abused in any ways, including any kind of psychological abuse. Seventh gate, all animal abuse must be stopped. The eighth gate, destruction of the environment and nature must be considered a global crime against existence, and those doing it should be held liable. Ninth gate, mass media, mainstream media needs to be reformed, for it is serving the empire of lies and colonialism and imperialism and policies of those that do not benefit mankind. The 11th gate, global pollution needs to be tackled, for we are the inheritors of the earth, and if we do not tackle it, then things will get bad for future generations. The 18th unity, 13th gate, the current education system needs to be reformed. It's inadequate, and the current generation suffers as a result. I mean, you look at the world that we're dealing with today, whether it's the history that's all been proven to be a lie, and we wasted all these years learning about all this false history, whether it's the concept of knowing AI, the internet, being able to find a job, file taxes, be able to survive in real-world scenarios and situations. The school system is not teaching you any of that. They're teaching you false history that gives credit only to the white man, and they're not teaching you real-world skills. They're teaching you about Shakespeare. They're teaching you about Columbus, when Admiral Zhang He, the Muslim Sufi master, had already circumnavigated the globe before Magellan and Columbus, but we never taught about that. So in the concept of this system, which does not really, it wastes the time, 12 years of a child's life until he or she becomes an adult. In reality, in terms of having basic reading, writing, mathematics, arithmetics, like those kind of skills and understanding is only good up until maybe 7th or 8th grade. After that, until their 12th grade, they should be prepared for the real world in terms of how to find a place, job, housing, surviving, paying bills, and because that's the majority of your life after that. So the current generation, the current education system needs to be reformed to benefit the current generation. The 15th gate of the 18th unity, gossiping, backbiting, backstabbing, and duplicitous behavior are forbidden. Now, in terms of the teachings that Sheikh Wahid Azal offers in this completion of the Arabic Bayān, and for those that follow Azali Babism and the Shia teachings of Islam and Sufism, I hope you were able to benefit from this. And keep in question that this, in my eyes, this is the only Sufi order that's addressing these topics. I don't see anybody else doing what Sheikh Wahid Azal is instructing. And if all of us follow these instructions properly, then we can bring peace on this earth. Yeah, you have other orders that are promoting the good teachings and peace and love, but this is the particular one that's telling you, giving you a guideline, what is wrong in the system and what we need to do to fix it. And I hope you all take time to read this and benefit from its teachings like how I did. And I hope what I've been able to learn from it, I've been able to summarize for you in a clear and concise and to the point way of what it means for me. So keep in mind, I mean, the world that we're dealing with is it's suffering heavily. It's like what the Sheikh says, that the world is corrupt and only divine intervention can fix it. All systems, religious leadership, economies, education systems, the climate, globalism, it's all corrupt beyond any sort of reasonable repair. So God has made us the deputies of this earth. So we need to get our acts together and not only help uplift each other as mankind, but Mother Earth, the system and the world around us, for the benefit of future generations that will come after us, then after them, and so on and so forth. Who knows what we will see witnessed in the rest of our lives, but the greatest advice is that God was that hidden treasure who created creations so it could be known. And if you continue to give glory to God every day in all your waking hours, sleeping hours, then that force of love and divinity and protection will make sure you and yours will always be loved, protected, and provided for. And trust me when I tell you that. So keeping this video short and to the point within the 20-minute time frame, I hope you benefited. Please check out the completion of the Arabic Bayān. I'll put the link in the description below. Thank you all, and I wish you a wonderful September 2023.